The Western Downs Regional Council area is home to approximately 33,500 people across a space of around 38,000 square kilometres. Given the size of the region, there are some particular considerations to be made to ensure effective and sustainable waste management. Since 2010, Western Downs Regional Council has provided both waste and recycling curbside collection for residents. Waste is collected every week, while recycling is collected fortnightly. Most of the Western Downs Regional Council general waste is taken to the Winfields Road Waste Management Centre. The remaining material is taken to one of the smaller rural waste facilities, many of which are currently unsupervised. Once waste is deposited into the landfill, no resources are able to be recovered or recycled. However, materials which are placed in the yellow-lidded recycling bins are reused to make new products.
Recyclable materials generated in Western Downs come here to the Toowoomba depot. Behind me you can see a large pile of recyclables. This is bulked up and sent to Brisbane to be processed at a materials recovery facility, or MRF for short.
Once at a facility, recyclables are sorted into material types and then baled and transported to manufacturers. In order to determine which materials are entering the waste and recycling streams from households, an assessment of the material collected in the curbside vehicles is undertaken. Council engages Envirocom, an environmental consultancy, to conduct this work. Here we're conducting a waste audit, so we scoop, sort and weigh about 600 kilos of material that has been collected during the previous week. While we're looking at recycling, we are wanting to know the volume of recyclable materials created per household in the region, and we're also looking at how much of this is contamination.
Contamination refers to items that cannot be recycled through the curbside recycling system, like nappies, food, green waste and plastic bags.
Quarterly auditing of the recycling occurs at the Toowoomba Recycling Transfer Station after the curbside trucks have deposited the material and before it is bulked up to send to Brisbane. Over the last 7 years, the average Western Downs household disposes of almost 5 kilograms of recycling per week, where 13% of the total mass was non-recyclable materials or contaminants. A general waste audit of this style has not been conducted for Western Downs since 2013. However, these audits will look to understand how much waste is thrown away each week per household and how much of the materials could have been recycled. In 2013, the average Western Downs household disposed of 14 kilograms of waste per week, where almost 1/4 of the total mass was material that should have been placed in the yellow-lidded recycling bin. With each household throwing out almost 1 tonne of domestic waste each year, audit results play an important role in helping guide Western Downs Regional Council in waste management planning for the region. When it comes to sustainable waste management and the waste hierarchy, landfilling is the least preferred option given the number of environmental, social and economic issues associated with landfill disposal. When waste materials are buried in landfill, they decompose or break down anaerobically, which means without oxygen. This releases methane, a greenhouse gas 25 times more potent than carbon dioxide. Landfills also have to be very carefully managed and regulated to limit other environmental risk. Based on the waste generation rates predicted during the design phase, the Winfields Road Waste Management Centre could reach capacity in around 60 years. Development of a new landfill cell could cost millions of dollars to acquire and construct. Council is committed to optimising the life of the existing operational landfills by considering disposal to landfill as a last resort. Ensuring that only the correct materials are placed in the curbside recycling bin is an easy place to start. Only recycle these material types in your yellow lid bin. If you're unsure about a material, check with the council on their website or by phone. At the materials recovery facility, all recyclable materials are sorted by hand and machine into separate material types ready for reprocessing and manufacture into new products. Placing non-recyclable materials in your recycling bin can pose a health and safety risk for MRF employees. It can increase processing costs and can also contaminate recyclable materials, causing them to not be recovered. Did you know that you should put your recyclables loose in the recycling bin and not in a plastic bag? Bags prevent materials from being sorted and can also cause damage to the mechanisms in the machinery. There are a number of additional resource recovery options available at the region's waste management facilities for the recycling of materials such as oil, scrap metal, e-waste, green and timber waste, and demolition waste. Recycling and recovery isn't the only thing you can do to manage your waste more effectively. Avoiding creating waste in the first place is the most preferred option when considering the waste reduction hierarchy. There are also a number of easy and practical ways to reduce and reuse materials so they do not end up in landfill. Approximately half of the waste generated in an average Western Downs household is made up of garden and food waste, a lot of which could be composted or fed to a worm farm in your backyard. The compost or worm castings that are created in these systems provide an excellent source of nutrients for any garden. For those keen to implement composting and worm farming in their own home, Council has 2 introductory videos available here on the website. There are also a lot of day-to-day activities that can be slightly changed to make a big difference. Using reusable containers instead of single-use plastic wrap, using a reusable drink bottle or coffee cup, and making sure that you remember to take your reusable shopping bag. Every individual in the Western Downs region can play their part in managing waste to help reduce the amount we send to landfill. Western Downs Regional Council thanks you for your efforts. To learn more about what Western Downs is doing to effectively and sustainably manage waste in the region and what you can do to assist in this process, contact Council or visit the website.